So in incremental model, these are the strength. Develop high risk or major functions first. What do we do? As I said, the whole application is being splitted or divided into small portions. The cycle wise we'll develop everything. So what happens is in this model, the strength would be okay. So what I was talking about, the strength of this model, right? Okay. So the major functions can be developed first. Then each release deliver an operational product. Okay. As I said, in the cycle one, cycle two, okay, n iteration. Okay. And each iteration there will be one deliverable or delivers an operational product. Customer can respond to each build. As I said, the build also is being deployed to the production environment. And it uses divide and conquer, breakdown of the task, as I said, lower initial delivery cost. Okay, initial product delivery is faster. Customers get important functionality early, and risk of changing requirement is reduced, because in each uh, you know each cycle there will be new requirement we can take. There will be new development, etc. It will be new, so there will be a risk of changing the requirement is less. Okay. So any doubt in this? These are the strength. You need to just remember all the things. You no need to browse up anything. Just go through it. You will understand like what are the incremental model and what are the weakness and what is the okay strength. So now coming to the weakness of this model, it requires a good planning and designing. Until unless you have a very good planning and designing, you will not going to achieve uh, the thing. Uh, we cannot achieve the whole iteration completely or correctly. Okay, the good planning and designing should be there, and it requires early definition of complete and fully functional system. Okay, before starting the cycle 1, we need to know what are the cycle 10. Okay, all the phases we need to we need to know the definitions of complete and fully functional system. And it's a well-defined module interface are required. Some will be developed long before others. Okay, some module can be before registration. We can develop the login module as well. Okay, and later on we can go for the registration, because registration is a complex. Okay, so likewise we can do module wise, which module we can do first and which one in the last. Okay, total cost of this complete system is not lower, and the cost is also higher in this case in incremental model. Fine. When to use incremental model? Risk, funding, schedule, program complexity, or need for early realizations of benefit. In that case, we need to use this type of model. Most of the requirements are known upfront but are expected to evolve over time. A need to get basic functionality to the market early on project which have lengthy development schedule. On a project with a new technology also, we go for this type of incremental model. Then coming to the spiral model. Okay, so in spiral model, what happens? There is a 4 quadrant. Okay, 4 quadrant. Each quadrant, how it works, like add a risk analysis, because it's a basis on the risk, how much risk is involved in this particular application development. Suppose in what happens in real software development cycle, what happens, some developer is being developed some login functionality. Okay, and he know in and out of whole the application, and suppose after 4 or 3 months he decided to leave that organization. Okay, he developed some module and he now want to leave that organization. So there is a risk that someone new will join in that company. He might not be able to grasp all the things in in the limited time of period, because he have already knowledge about it what he have done. But if someone will new join in that organization, okay, it might be possible, okay, he is not able to grasp all the thing on time, so he need to learn everything. Okay, that will require some time. But in this type of development, we don't have much time to give him. Like, he need to study, then gonna develop the application. So that a type of risk is involved in each and every software development life cycle. So in this spiral SDLC model, we add a risk analysis over here. So we need to uh, take that as well in consideration. If someone is moving out from the organization, we need to have some plan, we need to have some backup plan for him as well. So we need to include that risk also in our this model, software development model. Okay, and each cycle involves the same sequence of the step as the waterfall process model. As I said, in waterfall model, each cycle is completed, then each phase is completed, then it'll go move to the next phase. The same thing we do in this spiral model, but it's incremental model. Okay, the one phase is completed, small portion, the next phase will go to this. Okay, this is the evaluation alternative to resolve the risk analysis. Okay, like a requirement analysis done, then designing, planning, development, then next to deployment. The same thing will be repeated in a spiral mode. Have you seen the spring? Like, it's a spiral kind of thing, right? So it's you can see over here, it's starting from here, then analysis, then we'll do some prototyping. Okay, then requirement analysis, designing, in then implementation. The same thing will go likewise in a spiral model. So what are the benefit of this? Okay, you can see the quadrant 1, quadrant 2. We have 4 quadrant in this. Okay, as I said, 4 quadrant: quadrant 1, q1, q2, q3, q4. Okay, so in quadrant 1, okay, what are the things present in first quadrant? It determines the objective. What are the objective, what are the alternatives, and what are the constraints? As I said, we need to include the risk analysis. So alternative, what are the alternative? If someone is leaving out of the organization, what are the alternative? Okay, and what are the constraint? Constraint means what are the hurdles involved in that cycle? Okay, so objective of this cycle is functionality, performance, hardware, software interface, critical success factor, etc. We need to include in quadrant 1. If we do not have much resources, much hardware or computer available in our organization, so we might not be able to develop the application. We might not deliver those application to the client on time. Okay, we need to have everything present before going for a software development. Then alternative, what are the alternative? Build, reuse, buy, then contract, etc. Constraint, what are the cost? Or the cost means time. If you can able to manage the time, that's manage the cost as well. Then scheduling, interface, etc. We these are the constraints in this q1. So spiral quadrant, the evaluate, alternative, identify. So these are the things present, like study alternatives, what are the alternative available, identify the risk, lack of experience, new technology, as I said, tight schedules, poor processes, etc. These are the risk available in that particular SDLC model. So those things is being identified over here, and we try to resolve those risks as well. Evaluative money could be lost by continuing the system development. If in future, if no one, suppose there are some few people are available for a particular technology. Okay, if those people is leaving that organization, definitely it is very hard to get those people or some new people having the same knowledge to that organization to work, to continue with that work. Okay, so in that case what happens is, we resolve the risk first. If someone will leave our organization, so are we able to get back some new people having the same knowledge or not? If it is okay, then we'll go for this software development. Otherwise we'll not go with this software development, or we will not take this project at all. Okay, something like that. Then there is a development or next level product phase. Okay, typical activities: create a design, review design, develop code, inspect code, test product, etc. is being in the develop next level product phase. These all are the activities is being done. Okay. Then we have the fourth, plan next page. Okay, so in the, it will repeat it in a spiral manner, like uh, in this quadrant, what are the activities? Develop the project plan, develop configuration management plan, develop a test plan, develop an installation plan, etc. for the next page. Okay, what are the strength of this model? Provide the early indications of the insurmountable risk. What are the risk available, so that we can get all the thing beforehand, and without much cost also involved in that? Because beforehand, if we get all the risk analysis, and we can say like, if we can tackle those risks, then we'll go for this product development, or we need to invest cost on this. Otherwise we will not. Users see the system early because of the rapid prototyping tool will design, like it's a rapid application development model. It does follow something like that because it's a very fast development process. Then critical high risk functions are developed first. As I said, the critical and high risk functions are being developed early. Then the low risk thing will develop in the latter phase. The design does not have to be perfect. It's fine, but repeatedly will doing the same thing, and everything will be designed or developed. User can be closely tied to the all life cycle steps, and users also be closely monitoring everything. What is going on in development phase? What is going on at a testing site? Okay, everything is being monitored by the uh, end user. Sorry, the client. Early and frequent feedback from the users also we get in this model. Then cumulative costs assessed frequently. Okay, what are the cost and how much cost we have involved? Everything is being assessed. And yeah, it's had some weaknesses as well. What are the weakness? The time spent for evaluating a risk too large for small or low risk project. Okay, if there is a very low risk, and there is no risk and low risk, okay, in that case we are also investing a lot of time to evaluating what are the risks, what are the all the things. Okay, so that will cost a lot. Time spent on planning, resetting objective, doing the risk analysis, prototyping may be excessive. So it's a costliest. Okay, and this spiral model, the model is complex as well. Risk assessment expertise is required. Okay, then spiral may continues indefinitely. Developer must be reassigned during non-development phase activities. Okay, if the development activity is uh, completed, then he will be reassigned with the another task. Maybe hard to define the objective, variable milestones that indicate the readiness to proceed through the next level iterations. Fine. So I'll be sharing everything. Just go through this. What is the spiral model? What is the RAD model? rapid application development model. Okay, then we have when to use spiral model. Okay, when creation of prototyping is appropriate, when costs of risk evaluation is important. Okay, I'll be sharing everything. Just go through this. These are the kind of uh, theoretical. Go through it, and you will get to know a lot of things. Okay, before sharing or before going to say, I'll be sharing everything. Don't worry. But before that, you just go through this in Google. Just search. Try to search what is waterfall model, V model, RAD model. Okay, spiral. Go through that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Ask me anything if you have any doubt, anything. Just let me know. I'll definitely help you. Okay. Anywhere if you are not able to understand something, just let me know. I'll help you on that. Then this is most important, as I said, waterfall model, V model, and agile model. These three models mostly and widely followed in any organization. And agile will be very important in every organization. They will ask you, have you worked on agile method, agile model? Okay. Yes, agile software development life cycle model. Okay, different models are available on market. Okay, in which model that application is being developed. Someone follow the waterfall model if the requirement they know. So I have told you like what are the weakness and when to go for this model. Okay, development life cycle model. So agile is one of them, which is very important and widely asked in the interview. Okay, just note down this thing in your notebook. And okay, and oh, right now. S- oh, sorry. So are you not able to join through mobile? Yeah, in agile method, as I said, one okay, so it's a speed up or bypass one or more life cycle phases. Okay, but in waterfall model, every phase need to be completed. Like once that phase is complete, then we go to the next phase. Then after that phase is completed, then we go to the next phase. So likewise we, in waterfall model happen, but in this case, in agile methodology, what happens, some phases we can bypass. Okay, we may not consider this some phase. Suppose what happens, I will tell you. Like in each day we have one a call that is called Scrum call. Okay, let me just 1 second. Okay, each day we have a call called a Scrum call in any. Sorry. Okay, Scrum call. This happens in Agile methodology. So who all present in this call? Um, Scrum Master. Okay, then uh, we can have the product owner is being present, and we have developers, and we have testers and BAs also. Okay, BAs, Scrum Master, product owner, then developers, tester. So all are present in this call each day. Okay, we have like one call. Okay, with who is the Scrum Master in generally, that manager, test manager. Okay, who plays the role of Scrum Master. Okay, So what the roles and responsibility of this? He manages the team, assign task to the uh, team member, okay, and review the task done, ETS, expected time to achieve that task, and whoever not done that task. So what is the status? Basically he will monitor the status of the uh, status of the task. Okay, each day uh, s- developers and testers are assigned some tasks. Okay, so he is making sure that each task is being completed on time or not. Okay, each. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm getting one call. Sorry for that. Hello, Harinder. Yeah, then okay. So I was talking about the Scrum Master. So he, a review like how much time is being, uh, you know, each task is being done or not by each developer or testers. Like everything is, completed on time or not. If someone is not done, he will ask them what are the challenges he is facing and why this task is not been completed and when this task will be completed. So this thing he need to monitor the Scrum Master or generally in your test manager or some managers, okay, who play a role of Scrum Master. Okay, so he will monitor everything like whatever task, okay, or tester has to do or developer has to do, and what's the status of that in each day. Okay, they'll given today you have to complete two module work, okay, or two user stories, something like that. We'll talk about what the user story and what are the task is being provided to developer or testers. Okay, we'll talk about that in coming sessions. So basically he will monitor everything, the status of this task or a user story, how much completed and how much is being uh, you know uh, and how much it is being will be done in the next couple of days or how much time it will take. So everything he has to monitor. And then a product owner, the person who is from, you know from client side. Okay, and he will come up with the new requirements. Okay, he will say we are having this requirement, we'll be implementing in this particular. Hello, you there? Okay, okay, no. Okay, so in this product owner, he will come up with the new requirements, and the BAs are the person who document everything, the requirements, right? Okay, BAs, business analyst, will document everything, whatever the requirement will come. Sometimes what happens is that particular thing need to be completed in a few days. So directly they will communicate, this product owner, okay, they will directly communicate to the developers. They'll say these are the requirement. Clients want this to be completed in a very short span of time. You need to complete it by today or tomorrow. So in that case, they do not document everything because it will take a lot of time. So they will directly assign those tasks to the developer, and developer develop those things, and the testers test those particular things. Sometime the this some, you know BAs documentation skipped. Okay, the same thing as I said here. Okay, speed up or bypass one or more life cycle phases. Okay, in some time what happens, the documentation is being not being done properly, the directly development, directly testing people also, they might not follow all the testing life cycle, like requirement analysis, then planning, designing, etc. They just go and test the application and find the end result and get back to that customer. So that thing happens in agile methodology. Usually less formal and reduced scope, because the direct client is involved in this particular agile life cycle model. Okay, so it's a less formal, like documentation, then exit criteria, entry criteria. They do not follow all these things. Okay, say used for time critical applications. Okay, this agile methodology is used for time and critical applications both. Used in organization that employ disciplines, methods. Okay, so no other company can go with the agile methodology, but some which has that discipline. Okay, very disciplined organization, they will go for this agile methodology and they can achieve 100% agility in this particular SDLC model. So there are a lot of agile methodology as well. Okay, lot of like adaptive software development, then feature driven development, FDD, crystal clear, dynamic software development method, rapid application development model, that is also already also comes under this agile. Scrum, as I said, in the Scrum, what happens, in each day we have one call with the client, with the business owner, and we have scrum master, we have developers, we have testers, everything in that call, and we'll decide what we'll do today, and what will be the outcome. So in the evening also we have one call, in the morning time we'll have one call. In the morning we'll decide this thing will be completing, and in the evening time we'll touch base, like have we completed whatever we have committed in the morning time, have we completed or not. So they will review, the scrum master will write down everything, like have we completed, or those who have taken some work or user story, how much they have completed their user stories. Okay, in the scrum is the most important. And something called extreme programming, rational unify process. So go through it in Google, you'll get a lot of things, but mostly in the interview, if you someone ask, you can give an example of a scrum. There's extreme programming. In extreme programming, for small to medium sized teams, developing software with the vague or rapidly changing requirements. Coding is the key activity throughout a software project. Communication among the teammates is done with the code. Okay, code review, then coding is done, then all extreme programming, they do not follow a lot of you know documentation. They will have to work directly, that they will directly develop the things. Okay, then XP practices, these are not much important. Okay, that's why I'm skipping. So we are pretty much done with the SDLC life cycle. It's more important, I would say, go through each and everything, like as I said, the most important is, okay, we the most important would be waterfall model, and second is V model. Uh, Sorry. नहीं, B model hierarchical नहीं, हाँ, हायरार्की। हायरार्की जो रहता है वो वाटरफॉल मॉडल में रहता है, राइट? सो वाटरफॉल मॉडल फॉलोज द हायरार्की